welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast. Today I've got another amazing singer, songwriter, actor on the show. It's Scott Argiro from Denver, Colorado. And of course, me being in Canada again, this is a tariff-free episode. There's no tariffs on this show whatsoever. So Scott, welcome to my show.
Thank you, David Murphy. I appreciate you having me on the program. 30 minutes of fame. I had my 15 minutes of fame. Now I guess I'm going to get my 15 more, so I'll take it.
That's the whole theme of my show, man. I had mine about 6 years ago, so now I bring other people on with me to combine them into 30.
There
And
you go.
we
Well,
crossed
thank
paths
you.
through your management company with another podcast I was on. They gave me the contact and just have a wide range of very talented people to choose from. It's and you're my first friend of that wing. So
That's awesome. Well, thanks for having me. This is great.
you started as a percussion prodigy. I've watched going through your videos. I found an old one where you're just doing this wicked drum solo.
Yeah. I don't know about a prodigy, but yeah, I've been a drummer since I was a kid, and that's kind of how it all started. So, got my first drum set when I was in sixth grade. Uh, Absolutely loved it, fell in love with it, just kept developing, ended up playing in jazz bands in high school and eventually joined a pop band and I was playing the drums for this particular band. We didn't have a lead singer. And one day the band kind of had an intervention and said, "We'd love for you to be the front man, be the lead singer." And I was like, "Guys, I'm a drummer. I can't go out there. I know nothing about singing." And that's kind of how it all started. And they were like, "Well, you'll be fine. You're entertaining in front of people, so you'll fake your way through it until you make it." So it's kind of what I had to do in high school and just kind of learn to sing. And I've always had a very a good ear, so that helped as my voice was trying to keep up and develop through the years. But from singing, I started playing some additional instruments: piano, bass guitar, uh, guitar, acoustic guitar, and it just songwriting became a natural progression from there. I do everything by ear, so I'm faking all of it. I'm a drummer who is just faking all the rest.
Now, did you ever try and go Phil Collins mode with the drumming and singing at the same time?
I did. I've done that several times. I actually did that for a while in high school until they forced me to the front of the stage. But yeah, I was able to do it. I think sometimes your drumming suffers or your singing suffers. You get to do those both at the same time, but I was able to pull it off. So
Now, you know what's funny? I've been playing guitar since I was 10. I'm 50. And I'd never touched a drum in my life except for the old rock band games where you had to hit the certain colors.
sure. Oh
But then
yeah.
about 6 months ago, I'm at my girlfriend's church and they're like, "Hey, do you want to get up and play the drums on a few songs?" I'm like, "Pfft." So I just went up and I winged it. And I'm like, damn, I can actually keep a beat.
That's
Like all this
amazing.
music in my head for the years, right? I was just getting things in order, and now I don't know why, but the Irish comes out in me, and I can do these drum marches just on the snare somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
absolutely.
it's pretty. I think once you learn how to know one instrument, it's kind of easy to work your way around the other ones.
Absolutely. It's all a language. Yeah, you learn one and you kind of pick up the rest. So that's kind of my story of just, some additional instruments that I started to play, and writing became a natural progression, and here I am years later, putting it all together and putting out a lot of music. So
Now your music has been in a couple films I read. What was that
it
like?
has been. There's been small snippets of my music in a Joel Schumacher film called 12, which came out, 2012, maybe earlier than that. Paul Lieberstein, who's the director of The Office, did a podcast series, and he used some of my music for that particular podcast series. So yeah, it's kind of like having your music as an extra in a movie. It's not in the forefront, but it's kind of cool. It's good name recognition to have those guys.
Well, closest thing I ever came to that, I was an extra in the Hulk movie.
Yeah.
And so I was just my whole deal, I was just in front of the Apollo Theater, smoking a cigarette. I was gangster number 5. And
I love it.
that's my only claim to movie fame. If you pause the DVD, you can kind of see my outline, but you can't see me. But I was in the Hulk. There's
You
my
have that kind of look. You could pull that off. Yeah, absolutely. Good for you, man.
So now speaking of movies, some of your we were watching some of your videos. I'll put the link in here so everyone can go watch them after. But they're almost like little mini movies. So would you ever want to see your songs on like the Hallmark Channel? Or
Yeah, absolutely. When I came out here to Denver, I had done some acting back in Pittsburgh, just some small bit parts with some production companies. When I came out to Denver, I met a director. His name is Elgin Cahill, and he started directing some of my music videos. And pretty soon after about the second video, he said, I'm with an acting agency. I'm co-running this agency, and we'd like to sign you for that and bring you into the acting fold as well. So I signed with this agency, and I'm not a trained actor, but again, David, I'm not a trained guitar player, piano player, bass player, any of it. So I figured I could fake my way through this as well. So pretty soon I was downtown Denver, reading for detergent commercials and did some commercial work. And pretty soon he kind of brought me into the fold of legitimate acting. So I've done some independent movies, and most recently I was in a Christmas movie that was on Amazon Prime and Apple TV that came out in Christmas of 2025. So that was pretty cool. So to answer your question, this is a director that was directing my music videos that got me into acting, and I think he always comes from that angle of a music video has a little bit of a storyline to it, which is pretty cool.
I love it. Now, one thing I just noticed, I don't know if it's the shirt, the hair, but I'm seeing a little bit of Charlie Sheen in you. And do you ever get that walking around in Colorado? Like, hey, wait a second.
I get a lot of Charlie shit. I was at my local supermarket a couple months ago, and the girl checking me out in line said, I thought you were Charlie Sheen for a second. So, and I asked the young Charlie Sheen or the old or the
The
because
young
there's a
that still kind of had it together, Charlie Sheen, before he went,
that's right.
totally off the rails.
But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that. I wish I had his pocketbook. Yeah.
Yeah, I get Bam Margarita from Jackass, but that guy's got a lot more hair than me. Maybe
Oh yeah.
like maybe Bam Margarita in like 20 years or so, 25 years.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
But one of your songs is called Lifeline,
Yeah.
message of unity and empathy.
Yep.
What inspired that song and what's the story there?
Yeah, great question. Throw me a lifeline tonight. It was very much about, and some of my songs center around, connection and, what has happened today versus what life was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago in terms of connectivity, community, people getting together. Everybody's on their phone now. Everybody seems to be disconnected and very factioned and so definitely that song took that kind of an angle where it was calling out that disconnection connection, but also reinforcing the unity of I think there's a line in it that we're all just the same blood and love in our veins. Millions of streams flow into the same place. Basically, everybody. I could go on forever about social media. I look at social media and I see two people that have known each other since kindergarten and have always been friends, and suddenly they're just at each other's throats about their
Hmm.
political preference. And you sit there and go, guys, come, I mean, just agree to disagree and move on. I mean, it's if you're in a room with somebody you're a Methodist and they're a Catholic, I mean, just see each other's perspective, but don't go out in a parking lot and fist fight about it. So that's what that song was about, just kind of that disconnection that we're seeing in today's age.
It's funny. I think that's the video I watched where there's a man and a woman out to dinner and the food's in front of them and they're both just glued to their phones. And
Yeah.
that really hit me. Like my daughter's about to turn 12 And
Oh,
I used to take her to play centers or even just going to watch her do karate. The look around and you see every parent is there just on their phone
yeah.
and you see the kids look over at them and say, "Hey, you know what? Are they watching me?" And no, they're not. You can see their little hearts breaking. So I mean, yeah, I'm on my
Isn't that
phone to take
sad?
out a picture, record a video, but it's about presence, right? And showing up and it's so powerful just to sit back and just watch how you have these movies about the zombie apocalypse and all that stuff, but it's already happening. We're already here. The zombies is the phone.
I think so. And I'm trying to get better about it. Even when you go to a concert, you find I'm at the Paul McCartney concert and you find yourself compelled to just grab your phone and start shooting video because I've got to capture this. But I think so many of us are losing that moment. You're at the Paul McCartney concert, sit there and watch the concert. Don't, because I'll never go back and I might look at those videos twice and then they'll just kind of fade into whatever. But to be present is really important. I think we've lost that.
I got to see I've seen over 250 rock and metal concerts.
Yeah.
I think two country and a few rap. But I got to see Chris
And
Cornell.
you
I got to see Chris Cornell on
you
his
live to
very
tell
last
about it.
show. What's that?
You live to tell about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a lot of
so
country.
um Chris Cornell's very last show in Canada. No one's on their phones because phones you have to keep them in your pocket. It's just
Yeah.
Cornell and his guitar. So for one song, I go on a little tour, right, with my phone, just walk around this whole building, just take a few pictures, and then go back to my seat.
Yep.
But that band that night with the opening act, Chris Cornell, just him and his guitar, like no effects. It was just I'll never forget that night for the rest of my life. And it was one of my last concerts I saw before I started taking my kid to the Wiggles and shit, right? Like Wiggles and Peppa Pig. So
Yeah.
whenever that
Right.
gets stuck in my brain, I go back to that, like, oh yeah, okay, that's it. But people have forgotten how to live in the moment and just want to show everyone else that moment. It's like
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Yeah. Very sad. You see that on vacations and beautiful beach destinations. And it's like, man, just put the phone down and vibe with it.
Yeah. So, who's your dream collaboration project? Like, in your biggest musical influence that even if they're no longer around, if you could get up on stage, play a song with or record with, who are you picking?
Yeah, there's so many because I play multiple instruments, drums being my forte. So as a drummer, it would be, I was a huge John Bonham fan, Led Zeppelin. I was a huge Bill Bruford fan. I used to play all the old Yes. You mentioned like singing and drumming. Phil Collins was just a tremendous drummer back in the day with Genesis. So I'd love to work with, any of those people. If you're talking like a songwriting thing, I'm not really a guitar player. I write songs with guitar chords, but Lindsey Buckingham is a guitar player from Fleetwood Mac that I don't even know if a lot of guitar players, if that would be, they love the guy, but they probably wouldn't be their favorite guitar player or what have you. But I love his melody and the tone he gets out of a guitar, and it's got like a very um, evocative, kind of a haunting sound to it. So I'd love to work with Lindsey Buckingham, and I think he has the time right now. So maybe he'll call me.
Nice, beautiful. My favorite guitarist has always been Joe Satriani. The stuff,
Oh, absolutely. There you go.
oh, the
Yeah,
stuff that
that's
guy can do just blows
that's
my
a
mind.
player. Yeah, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
So if you're a drummer brain and your singer brain, a lot of bands you watch these documentaries, it always seems to be the drummer and the singer are fighting. So
Yeah,
if your drummer brain could talk to your singer-songwriter brain, what are you
yeah.
guys arguing about in the studio?
You know, years ago there would be arguments because I was a busier drummer.
Yeah.
When you're a singer and you're trying to flow that melody or that verse or what have you. And then the drum is not just sitting back and playing the rhythm, but is getting in your way. That would be the argument. But I think through years, I've learned as both a singer and a drummer, I know as a drummer when to lay back, when to just kind of let the band play as opposed to get in the way of anything that's important melodically or building a song, verse, bridge, pre-chorus, chorus. That would be the disagreement back then. Yeah.
So for me, as a podcaster, I guess when I call myself that, when someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, you know what? This episode really impacted me or really affected my life," that's kind of
Yeah,
my I made a moment. I don't care if my episodes get 10 plays or 2,000.
yeah,
So what's for you, like if you've been on stage or if someone listens to one of your songs and send you a message and, "Hey, this song really hit me."
yeah.
What's that like for you?
Oh, it's beautiful. I write songs for myself, and I've probably written easily over 1,000 songs at this point in my career. I'm not saying they're all good, but they become your babies, like a songwriter says. I mean, you're so fond of them when you create them and put them out into the world. So when you've tapped into something that talks to somebody and they hear a message that really resonates with them or resonates with their life, super important. That's amazing. And as part of I always talk about the magic of songwriting. It is truly a magical process. It sounds kind of cheesy, but a lot of these songs that I write, I do them. It's normally when I'm hiking out here in Colorado lately, when I'm out on a trail. It's just kind of melodies come to me, and I always have my phone, and I have thousands of messages that I'm singing into my phone. Out on a trail, I've stopped and I'm singing a melody because when they come to you, you're afraid that you're going to lose them, you're going to forget them, so you always think they're brilliant when you when they first come, so you're of course you stop and they're not always brilliant, but sometimes you get that gem within 10, 20 of them, which is like a nice melody. So I would just say it's kind of a magical process of manifestation that you manifest these melodies out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from. Once you get them, you go back to your studio, you play a guitar, you play a piano, you start formulating them into a song. Then I keep a lyric book with song titles. And another kind of neat part of the process is that once you have that song formulated, I kind of scan through hundreds of song titles, and one song title will jump out at you as kind of fitting the vibe of that thing that you just created. Kind of hard to explain, but I just think it's such a neat manifestation process. So to answer your question, when somebody says they love a song or what have you, that's kind of the full circle moment of this thing came out of nowhere. It formulated, it became good enough to put on a record as opposed to shelving it and putting it in a closet. And then they have, it's spoken to somebody. That's kind of a neat closing of the circle for me.
Beautiful. Um, you've had some radio success, but yet you're staying independent. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned navigating the music business but keeping your artistic integrity intact?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, I think it's all about authenticity for me. So, making sure I'm working with MTS Records, and I present him the project. I present the company the project. They kind of go through it initially, and for this record, I had some songs that I wanted to release immediately, and they gave that guidance as to, I really think this is your strong one. This one should we should release in the spring because it's got a spring vibe. So, but they've let me have that freedom to, put what I want out there. They give that critical guidance in terms of what they feel would best be loved by the public. So I think it's a joint great relationship that we built, and we're uh, we're trying to get a Grammy. It hasn't happened yet, so.
Beautiful. A lot of my listeners are, they've either fought mental health or addiction recovery. What I notice is sometimes I still get a little bit of anxiety or panic attacks coming every day. But when we were listening through your tunes, man, just some of the videos, like, and just the stories with the whole amusement park stuff, and when you guys go watch it, you'll get it. But it just made me feel happy, man. I know that sounds cheesy, but
Yeah,
it made me kind of forget what I was worried about, and it's kind of like an escape. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I definitely come from it. It's they're pop tunes. They're very hooky, a lot of them. But I like those tunes that make you feel good. And I used to love songs about fast cars and women when I was a kid, and stuff like it was just fun Beach Boys, and it had that vibe to it. So I've tried to carry that through. There was a period in my life back in Pittsburgh. I was playing in a band that we were kind of going through the grunge era, and I found myself one night playing tunes in the basement of a bar, and I had like a skull cap on. I looked like I had just robbed a convenience store, and I remember that particular night where it was like kind of this sold out basement. But I thought to myself, I don't really, as great as this is, I don't feel like I'm being authentic with this music. I'm kind of playing some music that I don't believe in. And, it just kind of felt like bullshit to me. So I've tried to keep that authenticity within my music and kind of communicate what I want to communicate. And so far it's worked. So,
We talked about the Beach Boys a lot on here, and I just remembered 8 years ago I won tickets to the Beach Boys at the Calgary
nice.
Stampede here.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I think I was 40 years old, and I'm looking all around me, this sold out arena, 14,000 people, and was being like surrounded by drunk versions of my mother and father. But and those guys played almost three
Yeah.
full hours. Like three
Yeah.
full hours. Like they're in their 70s then, but it was
Right.
just a party, man. I'll never forget that night as well.
I saw them a couple years ago out here in Castle Rock, Colorado, and Mike Love came out and they played the first two songs. And then Mike Love went up to the microphone and said, "This is the part of the program where we normally go backstage and take a nap." So that's how old that dude is. But he's brilliant. And Brian Wilson was just brilliant and no longer. But yeah.
Beautiful. Two more questions for you, and then we'll.
Yes, sir.
Number one, where do people, if they want to hear your music, what's the easiest way to find you? I'll put all your links down there in the description, but
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's the music is charted in the UK on the iTunes charts. It's gotten radio play, within Europe, and then here in the States, Nashville, and so forth. So you'll probably see me on some write ups here and there, USA Today and Los Angeles Times. But as far as the music, you can go to Instagram. I am ARGYRO, and find me on Instagram at ARGYRO. I'm on Facebook. And I also have a YouTube channel under Scott Argiro, ARGIRO is my name, and you can find all sorts of music videos, and hopefully you enjoy it.
beautiful. Do you ever plan on going the Charlie Sheen route and writing some TV jingles? That would be.
We watch the show every night. It's brilliant, but no, I haven't done many jingles. I've done some movie music and so forth, but that would be interesting. That would be interesting. But no, it's all pop music and rhythmic music for me.
Perfect. Well, keep putting that out there, man, and I'll try and send as many people I can your way. But I have one more question for you here, and then we'll
Yes,
call it
sir.
a show.
Yeah.
It's how I end all my episodes with this silliness, but Denver, Colorado version, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. A 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons could you fit in your arms and still have left in your arms at the end of the race?
100-meter pigeon contest?
Pigeon carrying contest.
Carrying contest. How many pigeons could I carry? I would hope the pigeons could carry me, but uh, um, I've never had a question like that. I'm going to say 275.
Well, that puts you in number one, sir. Out of like 93 episodes, you
Is
just
that
took
right?
over first place from an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator. So
Is that right?
it is. That's number one. That's the new number one.
Is
The
that
record,
right?
the level has been set.
275. Good.
Yeah, the highest was like 150. He said he was going to put bird seed all over his arms and tape up his shirt. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I
the
can
new
see
leader,
that.
man. Congratulations on that.
There you go. I hope I can keep my standing.
All right. Everybody go check out Scott Argiro's, all of his links in the description. I'll put all of his good stuff in there. Go check out his videos. And yeah, thanks for coming on with me. Everybody,
David,
don't
thank
forget to like, subscribe, all that cool shit my daughter tells me to say. And just say one nice thing to one person every day of the year, and you can change someone's life.
Right on. Nicely said. Thank you, David Murphy. 30 minutes of fame. I love it.
Beautiful. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I fly high like an airplane. I like to get up in that jet stream, floating in between the extremes. I'm in a wide awake dream, it seems. I roll fast like a Lambo. I'm the star of the big show, the greatest legend you will never know. My every move is like a fandango. That's how I flow. Later, I shine. All the stars realign. All the people say, here comes the phenomenon. Raise your hands and sway. For the phenomenon, all the players only wanna play. All my haters always gonna hate. I'm everything you ever wanna be. Hey, so stand in line to taste a piece of me. This dragon spitting out some hellfire. Call me Lord Duke's on side. Yeah. Don't you get up in my pretty face. Hey, I drop you right back to your rightful place. Don't shave my space. Lead up, I shine, all the stars, realign. All the people say, here comes the phenomenon. Raise your hands and sway, for the phenomenon.
Yo, and I'm back like I never left. A phenom, I'm the bomb, so ready, set, go. And I'm putting on a show with the flow, and you know that I'm eating like I got a chef. On the track with gyro, it's pyro. This should go viral, cause the way that I flow. Rhyme schemes is supreme, the highest of gasoline, or maybe designer jeans, you know the deal. I just do it for the thrills like a theme park. Now the fans call me great like a white shark. Truth on the track, on the smack like the Oscars. Okay, gonna hit like Oscar, De La Hoya. Boy, I ball like the Hoyas. Well, Louisiana at this track for ya. Shreveport, yeah, I'm repping for my city. When I'm on, everybody coming with me, yeah, we live.
I shine, Mr.